Welcome to Literary Insights. This is the summary of the book Onward, How Starbucks Fought for Its Life Without Losing Its Soul, Howard Schultz. If you like this content, please consider subscribing and liking this video. Howard Schultz founded Starbucks in 1987 and built it into a successful company focused on customer experience and community. However, by 2007, Starbucks had lost its way, becoming too focused on growth and profits. External pressures like the financial crisis also challenged the company. Schultz returned as CEO in 2008 to help turn Starbucks around. His bold move to close all stores for a day to retrain staff was risky but reignited passion for quality and signaled a return to Starbucks' roots. Although more work was needed, Schultz's belief in the company gave him conviction. Schultz first experienced the magic of coffee and community in Italian coffee bars in 1983. He aimed to recreate this at Starbucks and build a third place between work and home. Schultz built Starbucks to be a different kind of company that showed deep respect for employees. Under CEOs Orrin Smith and Jim Donald, Starbucks grew rapidly, expanding locations and sales channels. They committed to social responsibility but also faced pressures to maintain high growth. Schultz struggled in his role as chairman, disagreeing with some of Donald's choices. Schultz received concerns that Starbucks had become too focused on growth, losing its experience and values. Although torn, Schultz wrote a memo criticizing the company's direction. The leaked memo highlighted challenges in balancing business and values. It showed Schultz Starbucks needed to control its story in an increasingly digital world. In summary, Starbucks lost its way pursuing growth but was revived when Schultz returned as CEO, renewing focus on experience and community. The company aimed for responsibility and values but struggled balancing these with business demands. Challenges in an increasingly complex world highlighted the need to stay true to core purpose. Schultz's conviction and belief in Starbucks fueled its turnaround. Howard Schultz, the founder and former CEO of Starbucks, was concerned about changes at the company that were diminishing the customer experience. He felt Starbucks was losing its vision and passion. Although financially successful, Schultz saw signs the company was struggling. In 2007, Schultz wrote a memo voicing his concerns that Starbucks was losing its magic. The memo brought issues to the surface and spurred discussions, though it was initially uncomfortable. Schultz realized major societal shifts due to technology were impacting both customers and employees. Innovation was needed. By January 2008, Starbucks sales and stock price were dropping rapidly. Schultz decided to return as CEO to lead a turnaround. He enlisted trusted internal and external advisors to help develop a vision and plan. While planning his return, Schultz's friend Michael Dell shared advice from his own experience returning as CEO. On January 7, 2008, Schultz announced his return as CEO. He aimed to inspire confidence in Starbucks' future, reaffirming its mission and values. Schultz told leaders turnaround would be hard, but he had faith in them. The board and leaders supported Schultz's return. Schultz said Starbucks had lost its soul and needed to rediscover it. Strategies weren't enough, passion for the customer experience was also needed. Schultz acknowledged saying goodbye to the outgoing CEO was difficult but change was necessary to save the company. In summary, Schultz returned as CEO in 2008 to revitalize Starbucks' vision and culture during a period of financial struggles and internal tension. His leadership aimed to recapture the magic of the Starbucks experience by returning to its roots. Difficult changes were made to set the company on a new path to growth and success. Starbucks CEO returned to revive the company during an economic downturn and increasing competition. He aimed to restore Starbucks' core values and strengthen its brand. The CEO developed 3 strategic initiatives: improve U.S. stores, reconnect emotionally with customers, and revise the business model for sustainability. Cutting costs and improving service were priorities, except for employee benefits and coffee quality. Possibilities for reviving Starbucks included rediscovering core values yet embracing change, balancing long-term strategy and short-term tactics, reassuring stakeholders, re-engaging employees, determining focus priorities, and crafting an integrated transformation plan. Significant work was underway, but more was needed. Key ways to delight customers are proper training, inspiring managers, building employee passion through knowledge, focusing on core values and high-quality products, taking bold action, and providing an escape and inspiration. Starbucks uses only the highest quality Arabica beans that meet stringent standards. They carefully roast, blend, and brew the beans to maximize flavor and consistency. In 2007, research found some saw Starbucks coffee as inconsistent or too bold. Experts crafted a new blend, Pike Place Roast, that was bold yet more approachable, with a smooth, balanced flavor. It launched as a reinvention of Starbucks brewed coffee to appeal to more customers without compromising quality. The CEO adopted a disciplined schedule, meeting with leaders to determine next steps based on the strategic initiatives. Together with a new chief of staff, they worked to balance Starbucks' heritage and future needs by viewing the status quo in new ways. The CEO acknowledged reviving Starbucks would be hard but was determined to succeed. Early, Starbucks stock price rose, showing investor confidence, though some questioned whether nostalgia and the CEO's return were good strategies. Experts said successful returning CEOs recognized the need for change. In summary, Starbucks CEO developed and began executing a turnaround strategy to overcome challenges, refocus the company on its core mission, and set it up for long-term success. The strategy aimed to strengthen emotional connections with customers and employees, streamline operations, and balance continuity with meaningful change. To reinvigorate sales and the brand, Starbucks innovated by creating Pike Place Roast, a new coffee blend, and improving the in-store experience. The blend aimed to highlight freshness through whole beans ground in-store and a 30-minute maximum hold time for brewed coffee. The innovations recaptured Starbucks' coffee authority and appealed to new customers. Starbucks struggled in early 2008, with the worst same-store sales growth since 1992. CEO Howard Schultz took action by discontinuing breakfast sandwiches and no longer reporting same-store sales to refocus the company. Meanwhile, Xander Nosler and Randy Hewlett had developed an innovative brewing machine called the Clover that produced high-quality coffee. Schultz acquired the Clover Company to use their technology and revitalize Starbucks' coffee experience. Schultz felt Starbucks had lost focus on details, becoming too concerned with high-level metrics. He worked to make the company more detail-oriented, thinking of each customer and store. Schultz became very accessible, reading emails, calling staff, visiting stores, and holding open forums. In March 2008, Schultz held a global summit of 200 leaders to share a new vision and motivate them. The company's troubles were ongoing, but Schultz felt urgency to act before losing staff passion. The summit outlined a transformation agenda to 1. Become the undisputed coffee authority by improving quality and storytelling. 2. Engage and inspire partners through better training and pay. 3. Ignite customer connection by improving service, valuing loyalty. 4. Expand globally while making stores community hubs. 5. Lead in ethical sourcing and sustainability. 6. Create new platforms like food, tea, health products. 7. Deliver a sustainable economic model by cutting costs and improving operations. The agenda aimed to refocus on customers and core values while improving business. At the summit, leaders did hands-on work to understand customers. Schultz felt leaders understood the needed change and would recommit to the future. He discussed embracing innovation and updating Starbucks' mission statement to reflect ambitions and heritage. In summary, Starbucks worked to turn around struggling performance through new innovations, improved focus on details, rallying staff around a transformation agenda, and updating the company's mission and purpose. The key themes were reinvention, customer centricity, ambition, and company heritage. Starbucks aims to build emotional connections between partners, employees, customers, and communities. By focusing on humanity, trust, and goodwill, the company sets a high standard for business practices. Partner and customer loyalty drive Starbucks' success and growth. The CEO focused efforts on improving partner experiences through technology, partnerships, and promoting social initiatives. Some announcements were made by third parties to seem less self-congratulatory. Starbucks launched an online community, Project Greenstorm, for customers to submit ideas and discussions. 50 employees monitored and responded to the community. It aimed to increase customer engagement, though it faced challenges in getting internal buy-in and training moderators. Starbucks annual shareholder meetings are brand-building events featuring entertainment and celebrity guests. The 2008 meeting was important after struggles. The CEO acknowledged challenges but promised to address them and differentiate Starbucks. New initiatives like an advanced espresso machine, ethical sourcing programs, and a customer rewards program were announced. In 2008, Starbucks made quick decisions amid much uncertainty. While opportunities existed, the company had to be careful not to take on too much. The CEO traveled to Italy to consider a new cold drink but had to weigh whether Starbucks could handle another major initiative during struggles. Starbucks fast-tracked an Italian beverage, sorbetto, launching it in 300 California stores. Reactions were mixed. Critics argued new products wouldn't solve economic issues, though the CEO said critics didn't fully understand Starbucks' challenges. The launch of Pike Place Roast, a free coffee tasting, was more successful, rallying partners, engaging customers, and boosting sales. However, Q2 2008 results were poor, with declines across the board. Though some leaders shared the CEO's vision, not all could execute the strategy. Starbucks stores have diversity in customers, employees, and products. Store managers are critical in creating a welcoming environment. The role is challenging, especially during struggles, requiring both passion and business skills. The head of U.S. stores became concerned with problems he saw across stores. Starbucks faced significant operational and financial issues in 2008 due to rapid expansion, outdated systems and technology, external pressures, and the economic recession. Closing underperforming stores was necessary to stabilize the company, though difficult. The decision resulted in job losses, costs, and backlash but positioned Starbucks for recovery. New product launches, like Sorbetto, could not single-handedly fix Starbucks' problems. Multiple initiatives across the business were required. Starbucks had to improve cost management by laying off employees, a painful decision that Howard Schultz took responsibility for as CEO. Schultz refused suggestions that compromised Starbucks' values, believing staying true to its mission was key to turning around the company. He was transparent with employees, acknowledging their concerns, and made leadership changes to support the recovery while still finding executives who matched Starbucks' culture. In summary, Starbucks had strayed from its operational and financial discipline but was able to make difficult decisions to save the company by improving cost management, closing underperforming stores, and staying true to its values under Howard Schultz's leadership. Though the recovery process was painful, these actions positioned Starbucks to stabilize its business and prepare for growth. Does this summary effectively capture the key highlights and main takeaways from the chapter? Let me know if you would like me to clarify or expand on any part of the summary. Starbucks held a leadership conference in New Orleans in October 2008 amid financial struggles. The goal was to reinvigorate store managers and reconnect them with Starbucks' values and mission. The conference included interactive learning galleries, community service events where managers volunteered to help rebuild New Orleans, and talks by leaders like Howard Schultz and Bono. Bono spoke about how companies need to balance profits and social conscience. He said Starbucks' commitment to ethical sourcing and sustainability earned partner support despite challenges. The conference was a success that reignited passion for the brand. Partners pledged to restore Starbucks and show a company can succeed responsibly. The event also provided an economic boost for New Orleans, still recovering from Hurricane Katrina. New technology and operational investments were announced to help store managers. The conference aimed to build trust in leadership and empower partners to improve the customer experience. An ad on the bus ride back highlighted the importance of civic engagement by asking what if 100% of people voted. The ad reflected Starbucks' mission to create positive change. The difficult period for Starbucks paralleled New Orleans' own struggles after Hurricane Katrina. By coming together to help others, Starbucks was able to start transforming itself. The conference showed what the company and its partners were capable of accomplishing. Overall, the conference succeeded in reconnecting partners with Starbucks' purpose and values. It highlighted the company's responsibility to operate ethically and make a positive impact on communities. By renewing their shared mission, Starbucks began to emerge from its challenges. Here's a summary of the key events and overall timeline. 1. Starbucks profitability plunged in Q4 2008 due to economic downturn, and Starbucks predicted a slow recovery. The board asked leadership for scenarios budgeting 15 to 20% decline in sales and urged aggressive cost-cutting. 2. Starbucks cut over $580 million in costs in 2008 to 2009 through reducing partner hours, supply chain optimization, cutting waste, and reducing support center costs. The cost cuts helped ensure profitability even with major sales declines and showed Starbucks' leadership ability. 3. In December 2008, Starbucks held an analyst conference to reassure investors. Despite difficulties, presentations conveyed confidence Starbucks would prevail by staying true to its mission, innovating, and listening to customers. The Starbucks card and loyalty programs provided value and data to help reach customers. 4. Starbucks does little traditional marketing but has a competitive advantage in its customer database. Growth opportunities include consumer products, licensing, and international, especially China. 5. In 2008, Starbucks closed all U.S. stores for 3 hours to retrain baristas in making espresso drinks. Great coffee is core to Starbucks' mission. 6. Starbucks buys coffee from small farmers worldwide and aims to source ethically and help farmers. This is central to Starbucks. 7. The board urged adopting Plan B cost cuts of $400 million as a priority. The CEO relied on board guidance and outside advisors for support leading through difficulties. Though stressful, cost-cutting in maturing Starbucks was vital to rebuilding credibility. In summary, Starbucks faced major challenges in 2008 but took decisive action by cutting substantial costs, listening to stakeholders, innovating through its card programs, reaffirming its mission and values, and planning to emerge stronger. Difficult cost-cutting and leadership decisions were vital to navigating crisis and positioning Starbucks for recovery. The author believes companies should engage with customers through digital and social media to build trust and loyalty. Simply having an online presence is not enough. Companies need to interact and connect with customers. After appearing on CNBC to discuss the UK economy, the author received angry messages on Twitter from people who disagreed with his comments. His initial instinct was to respond defensively to the criticism. However, the author realized that responding defensively would only make the situation worse. Instead, he issued a sincere apology for any offense caused, took responsibility for his words, and invited further discussion. This approach helped diffuse much of the anger and led to constructive conversations. The author learned that in an always-on digital world, leaders need to be transparent, acknowledge mistakes, and engage openly with critics. Responding with empathy and humility is more effective than becoming defensive. Connecting with critics and turning anger into understanding builds trust in a brand and its leaders. Overall, the key message is that brands should use social media not just to broadcast messages but to build connections, especially in difficult situations. Responding to criticism with empathy, sincerity, and openness rather than defensiveness is the path to regaining trust and strengthening customer bonds. Transparency, accountability, and a willingness to engage with critics are all hallmarks of effective modern leadership. The author visits Rwanda and is struck by the resilience of the people after the genocide. He feels honored to work with Rwandan coffee farmers. Coffee farming is difficult work with many challenges like unfair pay and high interest rates. Starbucks aims to ensure ethical treatment and fair pay for farmers they source from. They set high standards and help farmers improve quality and yields. The author visits a co-op of 1,800 farmers. He tours their facility, sees coffee beans drying, and attends a presentation. He is profoundly moved by the hard work and perseverance of the farmers after witnessing all they have overcome. He feels Starbucks' mission to balance profit and people was powerfully brought to life. The lives of thousands of farmers are interconnected with Starbucks' business. After a difficult period, the author feels a duty to steward the company to stability and growth for the sake of all stakeholders, including the farmers. Seeing their resilience reinforced his belief in focusing on human spirit. In summary, the author's visit to Rwanda and interactions with coffee farmers there had a profound impact on him. He gained a deeper appreciation for their hard work and perseverance, as well as Starbucks' responsibility to them and all stakeholders. The experience underscored his belief in the human spirit. Howard Schultz, CEO of Starbucks, visited coffee farmers in Rwanda to express appreciation for them and understand their challenges. Starbucks promised to help them improve quality and earnings. Schultz was moved by a farmer's dream to buy a cow and helped make it happen, leading Starbucks to support more farmers. Despite financial struggles, Schultz refused to cut health benefits for employees. Costs were rising sharply, so Schultz looked for ways to share costs while maintaining trust. In 2009, Starbucks' performance began improving after a downturn. A mix of factors like cost cuts, marketing, operational improvements, vision, and culture were contributing. Sales and earnings grew for the first time in a year, though still down overall. The company felt it was stabilizing but remained cautious. With U.S. business improving, Schultz focused on growth in China. He visited China and promoted a store manager to district manager, showing career opportunities there. Localized innovation and maintaining the Starbucks experience were keys to growth. Schultz aimed to inspire confidence in Chinese employees after difficulties. The author, previously in charge of Starbucks brand globally, now focused on sharing wisdom from leadership. They aim to increase efficiency and cost control worldwide while maintaining quality. The author expressed confidence in China but said courage and creativity must come locally. He encouraged challenging the status quo responsibly. Starbucks regained balance, celebrating creativity, discipline, entrepreneurship, and process. Local thoughtfulness and developing a special coffee blend showed employee value. Revenues and income reached records in 2010, allowing bonuses for 100,000 employees. Growth is a tactic, not the goal. Values and partners drive the company. In summary, Starbucks is committed to balancing profit and purpose by supporting farmers, employees, and partners, maintaining values during difficulties, efficiently operating globally while adapting locally, and valuing partners' contributions. Focusing on values and people help the company stabilize, then grow again following struggles. Continuous progress, not growth alone, is most important. Here is a summary of Starbucks' strategy. Starbucks is focused on disciplined growth through the following approaches. Investing in high-quality coffee and retail stores, which are its foundation. But also innovating in new ways, like creating new product categories and forms of coffee. Developing new product categories and forms of coffee to drive more growth, as shown by the success of Via. The company sees potential for its consumer packaged goods business to grow significantly. Leveraging its retail stores, grocery distribution, and emotional customer connections to uniquely position itself for growth. These areas are complementing each other more. Improving the retail experience by focusing on coffee quality, the customer experience, reconnecting with customers, and listening to feedback. This has strengthened Starbucks as the undisputed coffee authority. Expanding globally, especially in China, in a locally relevant way. Adapting stores and products to different cultures. Focusing on ethical sourcing, sustainability, and community service. Aiming to source ethically, reduce environmental impact, and contribute 1 million community service hours per year. Improving business operations by cutting costs, building an efficient supply chain, fostering a culture of quality and cost management, and utilizing technology to improve processes and the customer experience. Developing a strong leadership team to learn from the past and drive ongoing transformation. Communicating with investors and analysts to demonstrate strong results and performance. Relying on social media, advertising agencies, and a multi-channel marketing campaign. Innovating by testing new products before wider releases. Providing a great customer experience. Taking customer feedback personally and making changes. Expanding globally while staying true to core values. remaining passionate about ethically sourcing and roasting the highest quality coffee. This dedication to product and experience has fueled success. In summary, Starbucks' strategy centers around disciplined growth through product innovation, leveraging its integrated business model, strengthening its brand, operating efficiently, cultivating strong leadership, targeted marketing, customer experience, social responsibility, and a relentless focus on coffee quality. By executing on this strategy, Starbucks aims to continue enhancing its brand and drive sustainable, long-term success.